Good evening. Good evening. How you guys doing?
Good. And yourself?
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for asking. Good, good. Okay. So today I'm gonna really talk about support and resistance today because that's basically the basis of how I trade. I know I talk about it every day, but talk about it every day for real. But like I don't want to leave this call unless everyone really understands support and resistance. So if you have a question, just stop me and I'll go over it. Let's see. Copy. Okay, 1 second. Every chart, every time frame, everything, every chart basically has support and resistance, no matter how you look at it. And that's why I chose to trade using support and resistance. No matter the time frame, you will find support and resistance. But in using support and resistance, you have to be comfortable. You have to be comfortable to know when to take the trade or when not to. That's totally a personal decision, and you have to build that confidence in on your own. I can try by doing these calls, but at the end of the day, the knowledge that you have before you came to me is what really is going to determine how successful a trader you are. That's really what it is. All right. So when I in the market, I am looking for areas where price change direction. So price could have been coming up. I'm looking for it to find resistance here. If price is below, I'm looking for it to find resistance. If price is above, I'm looking for it to find support. Right? We know from being in the market that it don't always hold here, and that's because support can become resistance and then keep on going down. We don't always get the retest, but that's when I choose not to trade. So ultimately, when I see this happen, that's when I know I have a setup. That's when I know I'm trying to trade. Price could find support here, move away from the level, approach the level again, and keep on going all the way down, I just wouldn't trade. I just wouldn't trade it. I would miss this opportunity to sell here when this price level breaks through. Because the thing is, I want to know where the ceiling is and where the floor is. I know that this was once the floor. This was once the floor. And when price got lower, it went back up and it showed me now that this is now the ceiling. So I feel pretty good entering this trade as a sell because this was once a floor and it became the ceiling over here. So I feel very confident taking that trade. Sometimes we get some wicks. Sometimes the wicks go all the way up here. Sometimes we have candles will actually close above the line when we done in a trade. When it's like that, I leave my trade alone because I use a stop loss for the most part. Price can come up here close, and then there's a lot of other smaller minor zones, minor support and resistance levels in the area. So I leave my trade and I trust my stop loss to protect my account. Yeah, I could close early, but what if price just go to this support, this minor support level, and then drop? Like I can trust my trade. So ultimately, that's all I'm looking for, and it could happen. It could happen on a trend line where price finds resistance here, pulls back, breaks it, retests it, goes up again. There, I got an uptrend, as well as I have these levels where price find resistance and I turn into support. So I like to catch these areas here. This would be my preferred choice, preferred place to enter on trades. The areas where I saw resistance or support in the past, and then where price is right now. So the hardest thing right now would probably be, is this support? Is this support when you have candles actually forming? So with these candles actually forming, let's go to the chart. Let's look at one. Let's change pairs. I cleared everything off. So when price found support here, and we watching the market, So this all we see right here. We see price find support here, while the candles are actually printing and running. We see price approach the area again, find support here, before it comes down and actually breaks. Right? Price actually breaks it here. Some people would say this candle here is a retest, where this candle closed and this candle went up, tried to go up and failed. Some people would call that a retest. I don't call it a retest. Although we could probably catch some pips on this on a smaller time frame. But this is what I look for over here to the right. This here is where price find resistance. So we looking at this happen in the market. We see this candle close right above it. And the hardest thing is this candle close here, but it closed above the line. But we already know that we use zones, right? So the hardest thing as a trader who using market structure is trusting yourself and knowing that this is a support level. Price broke away, it came back up, it gave us this long wick here where price was struggling, and then we get this candle where price closed here. Like this would be a good time. I would take the trade. I would take the trade and ride it down at least to the last low, and catch 40 pips. So it's just about pulling the trigger, and protecting your account. So if I was to get in on the line, stop loss above the wick, or even if I did the 15 pip stop loss, which I normally do, I run it down to the last low, 40 pips, 15 pip stop loss. And 15 pips is not bad when you only go into for a 3% loss of your account balance. And that's why I do it. If I looking at this as a resistance level, my risk here, I don't mind losing 3% because I see market structure. I see support turn into resistance over here. I take the trade. If stop loss hits, I'm okay with it because I know that 3% of my account is gone, but I understand why I took the trade. I understand that this was a support level turned to resistance in my eyes. In my eyes. Because we know that price found support or resistance on the same level a few times. Support here, resistance here, support here, support, resistance. So I take my chances. I take my chances with the trade because there's no one in this market right now who can go to any trade at any given time and just make money every single time they trade. It's about taking a high probability. If you were to enter this trade because you see it, just because you see it starting to go down, just because you see it starting to go down here, and you just sold this wick up here might have scared you. That little 9 pip move might have scared you when you close the trade because you don't want to lose money. Sometimes it's best to just leave your trade alone. Leave your trade alone. So even if you did a 15 pip stop loss, you still would have been good. Trust why you taking the trade. And I put this line here because it's support, not really. I guess looking at this candle, it just so happened to be a support or resistance level. I didn't even, I was looking at this candle. Just so happened that this level, resistance, support. Anytime price bounce off this from below, like I ready to take that trade because I already see the support here. I see the resistance here. I see the resistance here. I personally wouldn't have taken this trade because I didn't get a retest, but I was just giving an example of times when people do enter trades just because they see the candle starting to come down. Wait for the close, candle to close to get into the trade. Yes, I do. I do wait for the close of the candle. So it could be on any time frame. It could be on any time frame. Like right now, looking at this, I see price struggling to break this level here, right? So this could be potentially a support level. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go back in the past and see if it's still doing the same thing. So I see some support here, resistance here, support here. Like pick your poison. Oh, no. I ride it to the high. 15 pip stop loss. This is an actual trade that you guys can jump in. 29 pips with a 15 pip stop loss. And this is why I'm taking the trade. Price struggling to break this level. Follow the line. We see price finding resistance on it. Resistance on it. Support on it. on the same level. We go back, we see more. All this here is support, support, resistance. All this support right here, resistance right here, resistance. So this here is an actual trade that you guys can jump in. And always protect your account by using a stop loss. You don't have to use my stop loss. You could give your trade a little bit more room. You could give your trade a little bit more room. If you're just starting out trading market structure, support and resistance, I would tell you start off using 1% and go to my FX book. To the position size calculator. Your account 100 US dollars. Say you're starting off with $100. You want to risk 1% using a 15 pip stop loss. And that was EUR GBP. It'll tell you to use a trade a 1 cent lot size. It'll be slightly more than $1. If your stop loss hits, it'll be slightly more than $1 because it's saying 0, but 0.01. Your account size is 150, 200, 15 pip stop loss. And because, so every 15 pips is 1%. This trade is 30, so you will gain 2% if this trade hits take profit. You would gain 2%. Let's see. All right, so what I didn't do yesterday was drop the charts for you guys. All right, so why I wouldn't call the long wick a retest? Why I wouldn't call it is because, where were we? Because I like my setups to be clear as day. I don't want to be guessing and wondering if it was, if it wasn't. I just don't want to. I don't want to take that chance with my money. So I like to see it actually play out where price break a level and come back to retest. I don't want it to be where price break it a little bit and then retest and then I looking for a big move. Like I would prefer to get this opposed to this. Like this one looks a little bit more solid for me. And that's a personal decision for me. Like I say, like you could take the trade, you see it happen here, you saw it happen here, you could very well take those trades. But again, like with this setup here, if we look at this one where price came down, found support, moved up, and you saw this long wick, you would say the price is, you don't see nothing else. That might work. You ain't see nothing else. This is what you see. And then you say, okay, I selling because price finding resistance on this level here, right? But this a long wick. So you thinking, okay, let me hop in the trade. And then you start to see it play out and going higher and higher and higher. Not saying you shouldn't take the setup, but when you see long wicks, I would see long wicks on the other side of the line and the candle close about here. They show me that price ain't trying to break this level. That's what I prefer. We ain't always get what we prefer. I would like to see the candle close a bit higher and a long wick on the other side and the price close close to it. So you entered on a sell at the close of this candle here, and then you had to deal with 12 hours of being in the negative. 12 hours being in the negative before price, 15 hours of being in the negative. 15 hours, because that's when price came back to your entry 15 hours after you entered on this one here. So I just prefer it to be clear as day, without a doubt. Price break a level, approach it, that's the retest, sell. This looks way better than taking this one candle. I don't ever want to take a trade based on one candle or two candles because this one broke it and this one retested. I don't want to do that. No two candles is going to tell me whether to take the trade or not. And as someone asked about a doji in the zone, I don't really trade dojis. I don't play like I don't see them. I do see them. They aren't a trigger for me to take a trade, but if I see one, that's extra confirmation. So if it happens inside a zone, then where price found support and then it found resistance, and I got a doji where price was finding resistance, then yeah, I'll take the trade, but it won't be because of the doji. The doji is just extra confirmation. And you could always work your way down the time frame. So support and resistance also works on the 15-minute, but if I was to trade the way I trade, I wouldn't do a 15 pip stop loss on the 15-minute. I would have to do that extra tight because the 15-minute is a harder time frame to read because of the amount of candles. So these 4 candles right here, that'll probably be one small candle on the hour where price tried to go up and failed. Right? So I would be a little bit more careful with trading on the 15. So let me mark up a chart on the 15 and just show you all how tight I would. How tight I would actually do my trades. So this is where price is now. See this resistance level here, this long wick on the 15. Let's go back, see if we see some more support or resistance along this level. I see support here, I see resistance here, support here. And I can use this candle here to do my zone. So it's a strong level. Price made a move from here all the way down here, 149 pips, and then stop on that level. So it is a strong level. Another strong move, and price stop here as well. It broke it, retested, and then dropped again. The resistance is strong here. More support. My exit. I looking to exit this here. So my trade would be 15 pips. My stop loss, I'll do it a bit tighter because I own a 15-minute, 5 pips. And because I know it's harder to read on the 15, that would be my trade. So the thing is, it's about protecting your account. It's about protecting your account. So had we got in this trade from we start talking about it, so let's just say here, 2 pips in profit right now, we would have been. Once you get in profit, if you're doing this on the 15, put your stop loss in profit. If you're doing it on the 15. If you're doing it on the hour, once you get 10 pips in profit, you put your stop loss 5 pips in profit. The goal is to protect your account. Your goal is to make money. Definitely protect your account. I can drop this chart in the chat, but I'm not entering it. It'll be up to y'all if y'all actually take the trade. I ain't just blindly calling trades. I'm showing y'all what I see. Why I ain't taking it is because I forget I in trade sometimes. So I ain't have time to be stop loss and profit. Right? Any chart, any time frame. So the first thing I noticed when I came onto this pair was this support level turned into resistance over here. That's the very first thing that I noticed. Support price came down. Price came down, left the wick, went up, and then it came back down, broke it. It stopped here. That's the previous resistance level. It went up, and it's finding resistance here now. I wouldn't fool with this right now, even though price struggling to break higher. The thing is with GN, if you don't, GN could take off and do 100 pips in a few minutes, and if you get caught in the wrong way, you don't have a stop loss, it could eat up your account, especially if you ain't leveraged right. Especially if you're not leveraged right, it could eat up a lot of your account. So you can take a look on the hour. Previous support turned into resistance. Long wick here on this current candle. Price could be potentially breaking it, and then we'll wait on the retest. But I don't want to fool with this right now. This move from where price is now down is 90 pips. This happened over here in 3 hours, 90 pips in 3 hours. This happened 117 pips in 6 hours. So it's about finding your setup, go into the market, finding your areas where price finds support and resistance, finding areas where market finds support and resistance, and just waiting on the market. Waiting on the market to get to where you want it to get. I promise you, I can't move these candles to draw these lines here. I see the resistance. I see the resistance. Resistance, resistance, resistance. The market has a good memory. It remembers where it stopped in the past. I have this line here, but I don't see any support or resistance on it right now. Okay, got resistance over here. Price over here found resistance again, and price dropped. 14 pips. Previous support, 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 turn to resistance. You're just trying to get to the next level. That's all it is. 21 pips. These are the wicks that I'm talking about when I say I want to see wicks above. Price tried to go up here and it closed here. Price tried to go up and it closed down here. You get in the trade, sell it. It's just a matter of waiting. It's a waiting game. So I see price playing around this area here. And I'm trying to figure out why. See the resistance here. Potential support. But wait for the candle close. Support. See the support. You see the red line where price is now, the dotted line. Price stopped there. Price stopped there. Price stopped here. Price stop here. The only way the two ways I take this trade, if price close below, come back up, find resistance, then I sell in, or I wait for this candle close in 15 minutes, and if it stays above, then I buy. I'm looking for it to go below because the trend line just got broken and retested on this resistance level. It retested the resistance level, not so much the trend line, but that's why I'm looking for it to go down. 1, 2, and broke it here, retest on this resistance level, and price drop. So 15 minutes, I want to see where this candle close for a potential buy, a small short-term buy, 15 pips. Me, that even ain't worth it, to be honest. 1 to 1. Not saying the 15 pips is bad, but for me, 1 to 1 risk to reward. I don't like it. I feel like AN just playing with me. Support, resistance, resistance. Price broke below here. Stopped here. Stop here again. Resistance, support, resistance. Where price is right now. Got some resistance there. Support, support. Good. It's about managing your risk to reward. Knowing that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to take a loss. You got to tell yourself that. You just got to minimize that loss. It's okay. It will happen. It will happen. Just take your time. Set your stop loss. Protect your account. Always leverage properly. You hardly ever get upset when you lose when you use proper risk management, right? Hardly ever. Hardly ever. Well, I know I don't. I can't speak. I don't ever want to lose money at all, but we already know that it's very possible that we will lose eventually. I would love to get to the point where I could ride down, ride up, ride down, ride up, ride down. I would love to get to that point where that's how I treat it. I ride the sell and I hop in for the buy for the pullback, ride down for the sell, ride up for the pullback. I would love to get to that point. But this market ain't nobody friend. It'll do whatever it wants to do. I promise you. And these wicks, no one could predict how far up they're gonna go. Like, yeah, I have a level here. See the support turn into resistance here. We'd love for price to just stop here because it's a resistance level and then continue to drop. But it don't work that way. I wish it was that easy. I wish. So use the tools. Let the market tell you the story. So you guys see how I always zoom in and zoom out and then go back in the past? Every time I drop a line, I always go back to verify it. So when I was looking at this one here, when I was looking at this line here, I went to place it here, right? And I looked along what I could see in front of me right now. And I see this little resistance here. But when I moved it up to this support level, to where price found support here, I could see the resistance here. So I liked it a little bit better. And it kind of matched back up over here. So like, ain't no right or wrong way to do it because we know it's an area. Ain't no right or wrong way. It's an area where price turn around. It's an area. So y'all might see me saying, let's see, let me find one. Y'all might see me saying price find resistance here and these candles above. Yeah, price did find resistance because it stopped going up. Stopped going up and started to go down. So it did find resistance here. It just didn't find it on the line, but it did find resistance in this area. Or you might see me put a line and the price does never touches it. Price still finds support here, even though it didn't touch this line. It still finds support here on this zone, even though it ain't touch it because it's an area. So this is support. This is still support. Don't mind it not touching it. Don't, like, this is resistance here, even though it didn't touch it. Like, look at the support level here. Price found support here, price found resistance here. It ain't touched the line, so it isn't resistance. Like, don't hurt your head. Don't get too technical. Don't get technical. You won't understand everything about this market. I wish I did. Believe it or not, we might have people in here right now who are actually better traders than me and just lack confidence to actually take the trade. they might lack the confidence just to take the trade. That's all it boils down to. And so when you draw up your charts, you could always go back in the past. You could always go back and just go one candle at a time. Whenever you see a level breaks, you're waiting on a retest, no trade. Retest, possible buy right there, because we have a possible buy right here. Price broke it, came back down. Previous resistance, turn to support. Price close below, you could choose to get out when you see price close below the line, or you could just use your 15 pip stop loss. Get you into profit, stop loss in profit. Price broke the zone below, wait on a retest. No retest, no trade. Price break, we wait now, we're waiting on a retest. Double bottom. Price went all the way up to the next zone. TP would have hit on this trade here. Double bottom. Price wicked it down below and closed above. Strong indication the market tried to go down and failed. Close, went up, easy money. Price broke it, we're waiting on a retest. Price playing around it. No trade. Price, see if price retested here. Possible retest, could enter. 15 pip stop loss. You got into profit a few pips. In profit a lot now. Stop loss definitely in profit. Stop loss hitting profit. You see the support level here, and you see price come down here and give this long wick. You could enter, or you could wait for price to come back down to close to here. You don't have to wait. It's a long wick on the other side. Price went to the other side. We already know price found support here. Up to you. That's a personal preference. Went straight to the next one. Breaking a retest. This may be considered a retest based on where price is finding support or resistance. Because remember now it's an area, it's not just this one line. Possible support to buy it up, getting profit, stop loss and profit, all the way up to the next zone. And you just build your confidence. So right here, where we have this zone being broken, no retest, no trades. We missed this opportunity. That's fine. We missed the two of them. Price break it. We're waiting on a retest. Okay. What time? It's 8 o'clock. All right. So I can just stop sharing right quick. Let me see if I could get this program that I do my back testing on. I think you'll find this very helpful if I can actually get it running. But let me see. Let me see if I could get it started. If I can remember how to do it. Good. Let's go 15 minutes. Let's play a GJ. Let's try GJ. GJ. From skip to okay. Uh, expert advisors. Tick. Visual mode.